Welcome, I'm Lauren from Zestful Kitchen, and welcome to Everyday Gourmet, where I'm sharing realistic recipes for the avid home cook using fresh ingredients and global flavors. So today we're making my potato gratin that uses Gruyere cheese. It's nutty, it's savory, it's really cheesy. So it's a little bit different than a scalloped potato dish, which tends to have a cream sauce or a cheese sauce, aka a bechamel sauce. That tends to be a little bit heavier. This is a little bit lighter, more potato forward, and very cheesy. Okay. So the first step is going to be frying some sage. This is optional, but it does two things. It's kind of a double duty step. First of all, it's going to infuse some oil with sage. It's going to be really flavorful. We're going to drizzle that over the dish. So it's going to infuse the whole dish with sage, but that fried sage will also act as a garnish at the end, adds some nice texture and some nice herby flavor. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil to a cast iron skillet, so you can eyeball it. So while the oil is heating up, I'm going to just remove the leaves from this sad, but we'll use it anyway, sage. So I'm just going to take the leaves off. We don't need the stems. Now I'm going to check the oil to make sure that it's hot, slightly shimmering, and then we'll add in our sage. Oh yeah. So pretty. Getting nice and brown. And I'm flipping them just a little bit so that they brown evenly. Okay, they're looking pretty good. They're almost done. All right. You can kind of tell when they're done when they stop sizzling. All the moisture has been cooked out and they're nice and crisp. And they'll have a little bit of an edge of browning on them. So these look pretty good. And I'll just bring them over. And I'm going to transfer the sage leaves to a paper towel lined plate. This is just going to take out excess oil so they don't get soggy. And then we're going to reserve this olive oil for drizzling over the gratin right before we put it in the oven. This is, again, a place where you could use a slotted spoon. But I still do not have one. I move this along a little bit. Okay. I'm going to pour out the oil into a bowl, and we're going to build the gratin right in here. You don't want to wipe it out because you do want a little layer of oil in the cast iron skillet. It'll keep the potatoes from sticking to it. Okay, so now is the fun part. We can start prepping the rest of the ingredients. We're going to start with 8 ounces of Gruyere cheese. You can substitute with Parmesan or Manchego would be really good because it has similar texture and meltability. You could even do an aged white cheddar, if I could get this open. And you'll need about 8 ounces, which will be about 2 cups of shredded cheese. I recommend shredding it yourself. It's really hard. I don't know if you can even find shredded Gruyere. It'll just melt a little bit better and it has a better flavor. Okay, we're just gonna make sure this is 8 ounces. You could also measure 2-cup measure. All right. Okay, we need all this cheese. All of it. You could also do a mix of Gruyere and Parmesan. If you want something a little salty or nuttier, you could do the Parmesan in there. But this melts a little bit better than Parmesan does. Okay, 8 ounces. We got it. Okay, so I have 2 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. You do not have to peel these because they have a really nice thin skin. But it is important that you use Yukon Gold instead of a starchier potato, like a russet potato. Those tend to be kind of grainy. They're not going to stay nice and silky smooth and luscious in your gratin. So use a Yukon Gold potato. If you can't find that, excuse me, there is something in my throat. Okay, you can use a red potato. And we're going to thinly slice these potatoes. They need to be about an eighth of a... We're going to thinly slice these potatoes, and they need to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. So I'm going to use a mandolin. You can also do it by hand with a sharp chef's knife, but this makes easy work. It's really quick and really efficient. And you can guarantee that each slice is the same thickness, which is really nice. So they cook at the same rate. And rinse and repeat all of the potatoes. Since these potatoes do have quite a bit of moisture in them, I don't recommend tossing these with the seasonings ahead of time or assembling it, just because the salt in the seasonings is going to draw out the liquid. It's going to make for a pretty soupy gratin. Alternatively, what you could do is you can slice the potatoes ahead of time and store them in some water and then drain them and dry them really well before you assemble it. You can also shred the cheese. You can fry the sage. You can measure out the rest of the ingredients. So there are ways to kind of get around the make-ahead dilemma. So what else do we need to do? That is about it. We need to mince our garlic. Very quick and easy. We can just use a garlic press. And since we're mincing these, you can go ahead and smash them. It's okay if they get bruised up. If you don't want it to be overly garlicky, you can thinly slice the garlic. That'll be a more mild flavor. Or you can substitute with some garlic powder. I would probably do 3/4 of a teaspoon in this dish. Should have had these pre-peeled. This is annoying. This is an argument for garlic powder. Okay, so we will be grating some fresh nutmeg in here. So if you don't want to dirty a garlic press, you can grate the garlic. It will make it even more potent. So keep that in mind if you're going to do that. So I'm just going to add in our garlic cloves to the potatoes. So nutmeg is a very traditional spice to add to anything with a white sauce, anything like a bechamel or an Alfredo sauce. Any creamy like mushroom soup should have a little bit of nutmeg in it. Same goes for a gratin. Since the base of this flavor is going to be cheese and half, we're going to add a little bit of nutmeg. I recommend using fresh grated nutmeg. You can also use pre-ground. It just won't be as flavorful because you're getting some of the exterior of the nutmeg, which is actually mace. So you're just getting more flavor and it's fresher. Okay, so the other thing we're going to add is some half right at the end, but we need something that's going to soak up the moisture from the half and from the potatoes. So we're going to add a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour or whole wheat flour, whatever you prefer. You can also make this gluten-free with a gluten-free flour blend, like a 1-to-1, like a Bob's Red Mill. Or I've also had good luck with sorghum flour. That also works. So then the rest of this dish, all you need is a teaspoon of black pepper, which we're going to eyeball. All right, and then we're going to add in a teaspoon of kosher salt. Just going to go right in. So once we season this with the salt, then you need to be ready to assemble. If you're not ready to assemble quite yet, then I would hold off on adding the salt until right before assembling. So the flour will get kind of gummy. That's fine. It'll all get hydrated in the oven. You're not going to have any pockets of dry flour or goopy flour. So you don't have to be concerned about that. But you do want to get everything nicely coated. You could also like put this in a big Tupperware and just shake it all together if you don't want to get your hands dirty. But give us one more toss. And we're going to layer in thirds. So we're going to start with 1/3 of the potatoes, 1/3 of the cheese, and then we're going to keep repeating that, kind of like a lasagna. So I'm going to bring my cast iron skillet that still has a little bit of oil in the bottom, and we're going to start layering this bad boy. So I layer it like you would scalloped potatoes, just around the edges of the pan. You can kind of overlap them. If you overlap them, they will stay together better when you slice it and take a piece out. Just shingle it basically in a spiral. This is meant to be like very simple, very cozy, but elegant because the Gruyere makes it a little bit more refined. And then I'm going to repeat that again until I have about 3 layers of potatoes. So this is our first layer of potatoes. It's 1/3 of our total amount of potatoes, but it's about 3 high in layers, if that makes sense. So we're going to go in with 1/3 of our cheese, and then we're going to do 1 more third of potatoes, 1/3 of cheese, and 1/3 of potatoes. It can all be eyeballed. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to sprinkle this over. And now we're going to do another layer of potatoes. Another 3 layers of potatoes. It's very confusing. It's very hard to explain how to layer it. Like it's very hard to explain how to layer a lasagna. As long as you have layers of cheese between potatoes, it will turn out fine. And because of the flavors of this gratin, garlic, cheese, sage, it works really well in fall and winter, but it also is great for spring holidays like Easter. So you can really make this year round, which is why I really like it. It's not just a Thanksgiving potato side dish. Almost there. Just a few more. Okay. 1 more third of cheese is going to go on top. So it's important that you use a 9-inch cast iron skillet for a few reasons. It's going to make it the right thickness. If you use a larger one, it's going to be too thin of a gratin. Won't be quite as impressive. And if you use too little of one, it's just going to be too small. You're going to have too much filling for the cast iron skillet. So make sure you're using a 9-inch. If you are going to use a bigger one, if that's all you have, just know it's going to come out a little bit thinner and it might likely actually cook faster. So keep an eye on it. Okay, we're going to finish with the last bit of cheese. I'm just going to go right over top. And then we're going to add some half and half, but I'm just going to pour this over top. This is what's going to make it like super luscious, super creamy and cheesy. And that's why we have that flour in there to soak up all the excess moisture. So now we're just going to, we got to pour the sage oil over top. Oh, it smells like sage. Okay, And now we're going, hello. We're going to put this in the oven. So we're gonna tightly cover this with some foil. This is going to encourage the potatoes to cook and get nice and soft. They're gonna cook for about 30 minutes. Adios. And then we will remove the foil and kick up the heat a little bit so that there's nice browning on both the top of the gratin, but also on the bottom. So. Okay, so our gratin has come out of the oven and it's cooled enough that I can pick it up. It's probably cooled for about 20 minutes, which is the perfect amount of time. Before we slice into it, we're gonna put some sage on top. So our fried sage, I'm just gonna crumble it. You don't have to if you wanna see full leaves. You don't have to crumble it, but I like to. Oh, it's so cheesy. And the Gruyere is so nutty and savory. Oh, it'll be delicious. Oh my God, this with like a slice of ham at Easter. It's like my dream. Okay. The edges, like the crisp potato edges with the cheese, so good. She looks beautiful. Oh my gosh. Ooh. The sage on top really brings the flavor all the way through because there's that sage olive oil in there. It's cheesy and it's really potato forward, but it's not like super heavy from a cream sauce. It's delicious. And the brown cheese on top is so good. So if you've got some Gruyere hanging around, if you've got some Yukon Gold potatoes, this is a great way to use it. It's perfect for any holiday, fall, winter, spring. I plan on serving this with my Easter ham, but it would be delicious with any weeknight dinner as well. You can get this recipe and more at zestfulkitchen.com. I'll link this recipe in the caption below. But if you have any questions, let me know. And I don't know what else to say. I'll be back next week with another Everyday Gourmet. What do you think?